I kind of want to make a sort of tutorial style series of videos on Destroyer Play, but the problem with doing those is not necessarily that there's a problem with like doing those in particular, but it's just that this format that I currently use, where it's just recording and commentating at the same time while I'm playing the game, is not a very friendly sort of thing to demonstrate that, because you're not always going to be able to get the kind of footage or the kind of game that you want to show where something may apply. But for right now, what I want to talk about is just, well, not this fucking game mode, but just how to look at the matchmaking screen and the minimap to determine what you're going to be doing. Because I've talked about this before on Discord, at least, where, oh fuck, I'm out of reports already. Where you can't really have, like, you can't go into every game with a static mindset. Like, you can't just go into a game thinking, oh, I'm going to flank. But if you try that and the conditions of the game aren't right for it, you're just not going to have a good game. You want to plan ahead like about 2 or 3 minutes, but not the whole game's plan, because the game's plan will always be changing as things evolve and circumstances change. So in this case, what I'm looking at is threats to my ship. The Lexington poses a spotting and a semi-damage threat to my ship with the dive bombers. The Joan DeWitt, Wichita, Nachi, none of those are spotting threats to me, but all three of them are damage threats, which means that if I'm spotted in front of them, then I have the potential to take some significant damage if I'm not careful. And then, finally, is the destroyers, which are always going to be the most significant threat to you. There is a Fletcher, which I tie as concealment. I'm basically a Fletcher hole in the kid. So we're basically neck and neck, but I do have a sustain advantage with the fact that I have a heal. Then the Cossack both out DPMs and outspots me. The Terrible outguns me, and the Z39 is just kind of shit, so it's fine. Miss Hipper's bowing, so he's about to get dunked on. He is hard spotted though. I'm not sure if it's by the Terrible or not. Also, what the fuck is this Mogador doing? No, it's by him. Slowing down here because I want to be able to pop my smoke and it conceal me if I need it. There he is. He's probably accelerating into a smoke by now. I'm just going to shoot at this Azir a little bit. Torp threat's already passed. What range are Azir torps? 6. Those are out of range. Don't mind me. Alright, I think I've stayed my welcome long enough. Looking at this map right now, there is a Nachi, a Vladivostok, and what was the other one? An Azir. All of them were kind of walking. They're not hard walking anymore, but I wonder if I'm spot. I am not. So what you're seeing right here is called a smoke curtain. And the way those work is that they block the line of sight between you and the enemy. So, smoke is what's called soft cover, right? You've got two different types. You've got hard cover and you've got soft cover. Soft cover is what smoke is. Smoke blocks line of sight, but it doesn't block incoming torpedoes like those, or it does not stop gunfire either. So it's called soft cover, whereas islands both block line of sight and they also block the shells and torpedoes that are being fired in your direction as well. So if that was hard cover right there, I still probably would have had to bail. But back to what I was talking about anyway. Before that, I had to explain the differences between the two. The difference between a smoke screen and a smoke curtain is that the curtain acts basically as a temporary island, where you're not in it per se, but you are using it to block your line of sight, which is what you saw earlier there. I was able to shoot undetected until that CV came along and fucked it up. Because, you know, it's a CV. That's what they do, is fuck up everything. But now I'm just going to farm this guy in the open like a jackass. It's accelerating. I'm pretty sure that Z39 fucked off. Fucking Nachi's annoying, but whatever. Come on, Shatters. Fuck you. Whatever. I am still being spotted here, so that Z39 is probably around out here somewhere. Or it could be, like, around here, but I kind of doubt that, based on his last... Well, I mean, I guess he could be in either place. But, well, actually, no, he's probably out here, because he would have to be, right there in order to be having me on his RPF instead of the Mogador. And that's also something that a lot of people don't realize, is that your RPF can actually be used against you, which is a large part of the reason why I will basically always recommend against taking the skill in randoms, is because you can actually be tracked by it. And I mean, like, your ship with it can be tracked by a competent enemy. I mean, you can't always do it. It's a little bit map dependent, because I mean, I'll have to make a full-on dedicated video to fully explain how to use RPF against an enemy. But basically, the long story short is that your RPF showing them showing the enemy that they are the closest ship to them. They can look at their own map, look at the positions of their own teammates, and work out rough locations that you could be based on the fact that you are the closest ship to them. That's the short version of it, but yeah. Let's see. There's the great big smoke screen right there. I'm gonna see if that Vladivostok gets spotted by something. Okay, so there's a Fletcher and a Cossack versus an AFK Mahan and a Shokaku and a Seattle. So the Seattle, being a radar cruiser, should be okay. Against them, he also does come equipped with Hydro. This Vladivostok should be dying to the Musashi right here in relatively short order. Fuck you, planes. Z39 should also be dying in relatively short order here as well. I'm expecting that this... I'm trying to help out our Mogador right there. Alright. I'm kind of expecting this Fletcher to try and walk at our carrier, which is what I'm trying to prevent right now. Because this carrier dying, as much as I hate carriers, we need him not only to, well, basically, we need him to be able to help us against the Cossack and the Fletcher. Because, our fucking Mahan is AFK, because reasons. The Seattle will be fine against him, but the main thing is going to be that carrier forcing him to burn smokes, burn consumables. So here's the Fletcher right here. There's 100% about to be torps incoming. Stop fucking sequential. Damn it. Alright, that's that problem taken care of. Now it's down to the Cossack, which I believe that's his smoke down there. I'm going to try... I'm just going to walk at their cap, and I'm going to put pressure on their team. Also, what the fuck is this? Okay, Mahan is... What the fuck is he doing? He was AFK and came back to fucking shoot at a Joan DeWitt. Okay, I see how it is. But, well, I kind of want to shoot at him as well, to be totally honest. He is turning back this direction, though. Fuck it, I'm gonna shoot at him. He's distracted anyway. Gonna get a few more damage on him. Now, it's just a matter of walk at them and cap them out. Because the Cossack is way the fuck out of position. And the Lexington's getting walked at by a Mogador. And even if he wasn't, I have my smoke screen to hide from the Lexington, but even if I didn't have those, I still have all 4 heals, and my AA is fully intact, so, fuck it. I didn't really get to explain a whole lot this game. That's kind of the problem with trying to do, like, these tutorial style videos in, these live recorded games. Also, that Mahan just tried to torp Cossack. With these live recorded games is that you're not always going to be able to get the type of footage that you want. Like with my Rigolo game, last one I posted, I wanted to kind of demonstrate how to play the ship and how to play around the smoke. And then I ended up being by myself most of the fucking game and not having anyone spotting for me, which that is a weakness of the Rigolo. It does require someone else to spot for it, but on top of that, even if that wasn't the case, even if getting the footage wasn't the problem, the fact that it's very easy to kind of get distracted and lose your train of thought doesn't help either. But I think that was an okay game for now. That's unlucky, but whatever. I'm gonna be trying to do some more tutorial style videos, but instead of doing them like this in this sort of live format where I play and talk at the same time, they're gonna probably be games that are recorded live but commentated in post. So that'll kind of help keep everything flowing, stop me from getting distracted by, like, oh, there's a Des Moines, like, in my face at 5 kilometers. That's not ideal. Or something like that. But, and it'll also allow me to get games and choose games that kind of really demonstrate a point well, whether it's positioning, use of smoke, deployment, stuff like that. Uh, just any of those sort of things where it may be harder to do in a live game. Because the enemy just like fucking runs away from you all game, for instance. That's a very common issue with torpedo boats in the current meta, is that everyone and their mother just fucking kites to the goddamn border. But anyway, that's a topic for a different time. That is going to be it for today, though. Do you have any questions, comments? Oh my god, I'm talking about like it's a fucking replay review. If you have any, well, okay, whatever. Just, I'll see you tomorrow.